What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy R to the double E dash to the Z-O-N coming at you once again. It's the Reasonotics, and I'm coming at you with a review that's, 5 years now in the making. Y'all know what's up. Y'all know what last week was, man. Y'all saw my videos. You saw me on the way to go get it. You saw me on the way home hyped than a motherfucker with the Scorpion Shirai Ryu mask on. Yo, man, I am so pleased to announce, man, that I have Mortal Kombat 11 on that Switch. Okay, and y'all know the dilemma that I was in, man. The dilemma was into the launch of this game, leading up to the launch of this game, as in what platform, man. Initially I was like, I want it on the PS4. I want it on the PS4 because it's Mortal Kombat. I want the highest pinnacle of HD graphics the game was designed for. I want the frame rate. I want the definitive experience, even though that's really PC. But I'm just saying console-wise, right? And then y'all saw my later videos leading up to it was like, I'm conflicted because if the Switch version has everything the PS4 version has and the only issue is graphical downgrade, I think I want it on that Switch. And then like a week before launch, man. Week before launch, we got that confirmation. 60 FPS locked. Buttery smooth gameplay. Visual downgrade for sure, but it's not horrible. It is noticeable, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. But it's there. It's Mortal Kombat 11. You know what it is, and it's buttery smooth. The crypt is there. All the DLCs coming. Everything is there. It's the entire experience you find on any other console on the Switch. When we got that confirmation, ladies and gentlemen, I was just like, I'm going with the Switch. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, I went and I decided on the Switch. I will say this: like so many of these third-party companies, and I'm not bashing them. I understand. They're trying to save money. I get it. And with the Switch being the form factor that it is, having the media that it is, the little carts, most companies ain't going to want to, spend to get that 64 gig cart or even that 32 gig cart. They want the 8 or the 16. Cheap, put some of the game on that cart and make you download the rest. It is what it is, man. Now that I think about it, I haven't even seen the damage that the download for this game did to my SD card. I'm scared to look. But I was like, fuck it, I don't care. If I gotta delete something, something's getting deleted. Because this is Mortal Kombat. This is Mortal Kombat fucking 11, dude. This shit is going on my Switch. So I'm like, all right, whatever. I did the install. I will say this. By far the longest install I've ever had on the Switch. And I see why. After playing the game, I can see why. Literally, man, whether it was Doom or whether it was, NBA 2K even, any games that I've had that had that partial download shit that the Switch is known for, download's been like, 15, 20, maybe 30 minutes. This shit was an hour and 15 minutes to install. I was so goddamn mad. When I got home, I was like, I'm sitting there waiting for that download. My girl's watching Game of Thrones or some shit, which I'm not into. I know most of y'all probably are. I don't give a shit about Game of Thrones. I really don't. I tried it. Didn't like it at all. But she's there sitting there watching that shit. And I'm like 6 drinks down because I was partying pre-gaming before the game. And I'm just there buzzing my ass off, just looking at the Switch like, come on, motherfucker. Let's go. So when it finally did install, like I told y'all in the video before, no tutorial, no towers. I'm going straight for the story mode. My dudes. I firmly believe that NetherRealm, those psychotic evil geniuses that they are, because they're so fucking awesome. I love Ed Boon. That's my dude. He's like, for me, he's like right there, right under Miyamoto, right under the god. He's there. He's like the prophet. You know what I'm saying? Ed Boon is the man. NetherRealm Studios is the shit. They have got this fighting thing down to a fucking mad science. And I still haven't even played Injustice 2. I'm dying for them to make a Switch version. I'll jump on that shit right away. But if it's just going to stay on the PS4, I'm going to pick it up at some date. Because I got to play as the Ninja Turtles and all that shit. And I got to see Sub-Zero rated in the Injustice universe. That's just awesome. And then Batman. Batman's my dude. So, and I loved Injustice 1. So ever since they started with MK9, Injustice, MKX, Injustice 2, and now MK11, they perfected it. And I firmly believe that one of the reasons, I always told y'all, Mortal Kombat is better than Street Fighter. I'm sorry. It is. Hate me, bite me, I don't give a fuck. It is. I just think it's a better fighting game. It's more impactful. It's more brutal. It's more in your face. And the storyline is so much better. Even though Street Fighter has a hell of a storyline, don't get me wrong. MK has always been that game with the deepest lore, the deepest storyline. This is probably going to be a 2-part review, man, because I got a lot to say. It's just off the chain. It's fire. It's fire. If you don't want to watch 2 videos and you want to say, hey, Reason, is it worth getting on the Switch if I have a Switch? Yes. Now, go. Download it, go buy it physically, do whatever the fuck you gotta do, but get it. But like I said, one of the main pillars of the Mortal Kombat games, and even the Injustice games that put at least Mortal Kombat over Street Fighter in these last 10 years or so, in the minds of others, because in my mind it's always been ahead. But like now it's not really a debate. When you look at like Street Fighter 5 and you look at MKX, you're like, okay, MKX is the better, deeper fighter. It's got better combat, better storyline, better characters, and it's just got overall rated higher. One of the main reasons why is the story mode. Ever since MK9, ever since that story mode, that cinematic story experience with fights and gameplay mixed in, that showed you the true like depth and fucking surrealness of the Mortal Kombat lore and storyline, that showed it to you firsthand in a cinematic type experience, that made us all go, God damn, why can't there be a fucking Mortal Kombat movie out there like this? Ever since they started with that formula, that's one of the main things that catapulted Mortal Kombat above Street Fighter in this last decade, so to speak. Here, it's at an all-time high. The story mode is so fucking badass in this game. And people say, well, it's shorter than MKX. Truth be told, I haven't played MKX storyline from beginning to end in a long time, so I can't make that claim. I'm sure maybe it is. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because the story here is so fucking good. And honestly, if you were to just cut together all the cinematics from the story modes of MK9, X, and 11, from beginning to end, you literally have a trilogy of 3 badass fucking martial arts Mortal Kombat movies, the way they were supposed to be. Don't get me wrong, the 1995 or whatever it was, original movie, was fucking awesome. I don't care what anybody says. Annihilation was a fucking abomination. That movie was horrendous. But I can still watch it because I love Mortal Kombat and it's just fun. It's like a guilty pleasure. But Mortal Kombat, the original movie, was great. But this is what it should be like. We need rated R, nigga. We need, like, So, anyway, story mode is off the chain, man. Picking up where it left off in MKX, Raiden is just straight fucking Dungeon of Terror torturing Shinnok's ass. I fucking love it. I love seeing Raiden that bad. By the way, I'm sorry. Let me just, that's not really a spoiler. You guys have seen that in the trailers and all that. But there will be spoilers in this review. All right, so I don't do that spoiler-free review shit. Mostly, when I do a review, I go in. So, you've been warned. Raiden's torturing Shinnok. I love seeing Raiden that badass. Because for so long, we've gotten the benevolent, merciful, wise, and tolerant, patient Lord Raiden. This is like Fidel Raiden, like fucking dictator. Like he is like fucking, he's Hitler Raiden basically. He is like, I ain't taking this shit no more. If I even have a feeling on the day that I wake up that this realm could be a threat to Earth, I'm fucking nuking them. I'm wiping them out. That's it, bro. It's fucking awesome. But the story is so fucking, it's the perfect way for this story to wrap up, because I really do feel, and a lot of people feel, like this was the 3rd installment in a trilogy, MK9, X, and 11, and it's just, it wraps up so beautifully, bringing the past to confront the present in order to fucking save the future. It's fucking awesome, dude. And they really began playing with this in MK9 when the whole thing got rebooted. But anyways, the story mode was fantastic. The Switch version, okay, which is the one I have, the cinematics are on point. They are, I'm not going to say identical, but pretty fucking close to identical to the PS4 version. You watch them side by side, they're running at the same frame rate, they're smooth. The only difference is you'll see a little bit of lighting differences, like there's not that many light sources in the Switch version, for obvious reasons. They need to cut corners wherever they can to get this game to run at a silky smooth, buttery, sexy 60 frames per second, and they did just that. But graphically, like as far as the look, the polygons and all that, and in the story mode, in the cinematics, they look basically identical to PS4 and Xbox One. No one looks as good as PC. PC looks amazing. But it's right there. So that was a very welcome thing, because when I saw it in handheld, I was blown the fuck away. Because that's how I started playing the game. Like I said, my girl was watching that Game of Thrones shit, and I was sitting there with headphones on like, oh my God, it was amazing. Super clear, super smooth, awesome. Where you do begin to see the visual downgrade, and it is noticeable. I'm not going to fucking sit here and lie and sugarcoat shit. It is noticeable, but you expect it to be. Is when the game transitions from cinematic to in-game fighting. You know, you got that cinematic where the two players are sizing each other up in the story mode, and all of a sudden they're like, oh, well, let's see. And then they get ready to fight, and camera zooms out, and it becomes a fight. There instantly, you can see the transformation. There's no anti-aliasing, apparently. It's a lot of aliasing issues with the hair, you know, stubble, shadows on the characters. They look a little bit grainy, a little bit blurry, kind of like they did with Doom. Same technique, I believe, is what it looks like. And if you guys remember, Doom didn't look that fucking bad on the Switch when you consider what it's running on. Same deal here. It doesn't look amazing, but it looks pretty fucking good. And what helps it is that it plays just as smooth as the PS4 version. I've seen comparisons, frame count comparisons during actual gameplay. And while visually you could tell which one's a Switch and which one's a PS4, performance-wise, they're identical. So that was a big thing. So you see the difference there. You also see the difference. I can tell you like this, man. I'm glad Nintendo is not, apparently, supposedly, from their own mouth, not coming with a new Switch version this year. I'm glad because I'm not ready to spend $300 or $400 on a system when I just did that 2 years ago. But I will tell you this, Mortal Kombat 11 proves they're going to need to do that soon. Within the next year. 2020, they got to. Because this game is pushing the limits of the Switch. Example. Playing, it's smooth, everything's perfect. You do a fatality, you put the input for a fatality, you will notice. You can't get around it. You will notice a split second, like, it freezes. Because the game is loading in that fatality animation. It's not deal-breaking, it's not game-breaking, but it is noticeable, and that is evidence that the Switch is being pushed to its absolute, like, capacity. So what's going to happen when MK12 comes out? Or games, you know, in that time frame? You're going to need stronger hardware. And I don't think Nintendo is going to... I think Nintendo's enjoying all this third-party love they're getting because it's fucking making their system a must-have console. So I think they're going to accommodate for that and get a more powerful Switch. Just not this year, thank God, but next year. But they're going to need it because like, that's one example. Another example would be, you know, when it goes from the end of a fight back into a cutscene to continue that story, there's that little freeze. Boom! And then you see the, oh my God, it's beautiful again. And then, you know, get to the fight, freeze, it looks downgraded again. You know, so you got that going. That's just inescapable. But like I said, it doesn't break the game. It doesn't break the immersion or the experience all that much. The experience itself is phenomenal. But what else, man? The crypt. I love the fucking crypt. This is like, I remember when they were doing Conquest mode in Deadly Alliance, and it was a piece of shit mode called Conquest, and you think it's going to be an adventure, but it really is just a bunch of tutorials. And then Conquest mode and Deception was a little bit more of an adventure mode where you're actually running around in third person around the different realms, that was awesome. They got to do that again. This is that. It's went from first person in MKX where you're just like dungeon crawling, going to the chest, to now you're in a third person like exploration adventure title. With Shao Kahn's hammer, you're this unnamed character, and you're running through fucking Shang Tsung's island, dude. And you hear, every time you discover a new location, you'll hear Shang Tsung's voice in the background. Like he's talking to you like telepathy-wise, telling you what that location is. Like I remember when you find the warrior shrine with all the statues from Mortal Kombat 1 of all the characters, you hear Shang Tsung, this was my location for my final battle with Liu Kang. Instead of tasting absolute victory, I was greeted with bitter defeat. If that monk thinks I forgot, he is sorely mistaken. And it's Cary Tagawa voicing Shang Tsung, so it's just like feels all over the place, nigga. It's awesome, dude. But the crypt itself is awesome. The way it's laid out, the way there's like puzzle solving elements. You know, the game is a grind fest. They're gonna have to fix that, and they already said they're gonna patch it because it's way too grindy. It's way too grindy. You got like 4 or 5 different types of currencies that you can use through the game to unlock stuff, and the accumulation of those kinds of currency is so slow in the game. But yeah, I'm running out of time, so I'm gonna hit you with part 2 coming up now. But like I said, man, I got a lot more to say. It might even be a 3-part review. You know how I am when it gets to these type of games that I've been waiting years for. I really go in depth, man. So I'm gonna come back, continue talking about the story. I'm gonna talk about the one-on-one combat, the tower mode, you know, different towers and all that, and everything about it, man. God bless y'all. Stay gaming. Peace.